In the world of sports, no two bodies look the same. Every shape, every line, every muscle gives an athlete a different kind of weapon, built for a specific battlefield. Some bodies are made for speed, some for raw power, some for ignoring pain for hours. And then there's MMA. Mixed martial arts is the chaos laboratory of human biology. Here, the wildest body types collide with one goal: to destroy the man standing on the other side of the cage. While other sports have a clear idea of what the perfect body looks like, MMA throws that rule straight against the cage wall. You've got powerhouses, skinny sharpshooters, explosive athletes, and dudes who look like they just came from a barbecue, and all of them can become champions. So today we're asking the big question: which body type is truly king in MMA? Who brings ideal physical tools, and who dominates despite fighting against nature? When it comes to pure toughness, wrestlers sit at the top. These guys aren't just muscular, they look like their bodies were welded together in an abandoned garage explosive, relentless, and unpleasant like a jackhammer on two legs. While jiu-jitsu teaches flow and respect, wrestling teaches only one thing: dominate or be dominated. Wrestlers grow up with the idea that pain is just another training partner. Endless pushing, pulling, grinding, fighting for every millisecond of control. Wrestling shapes bodies that look and function like tanks. It's a physical war between your will and your oxygen tank, and that's why wrestlers enter the cage with bodies built not for aesthetics, but for slamming men into the ground and keeping them there. When you talk about wrestlers, one name always comes up: Islam Makhachev. The man looks like he was carved out of granite in the mountains of Dagestan. He grew up with no comfort, only hard work and discipline. While other children played video games, he carried stones for kilometers. That kind of upbringing creates a different kind of strength. Fighters who faced him say the same thing every time: "It's not human. I couldn't move under his mount. I've never felt anyone this strong." What he does in the cage isn't normal grappling, it's relentless pressure that slowly squeezes hope out of his opponents. On the ground, every movement feels like trying to push a truck away with your elbows. Years of grind and discipline created one of the strongest lightweights of all time. But if you think you've seen the craziest body type in MMA, Yoel Romero appears and makes everyone else look like NPCs. Olympic silver medalist, yes, but that's just a fraction of what makes him terrifying. He was shaped by Cuba's elite sports system. A kid with absurd genetics transformed into an athlete with shoulders like cannonballs, abs like stone, and legs like tree trunks. Fighters say he felt like metal. It hurts to hit him. This isn't normal. Combine elite genes with decades of wrestling grind and you don't get a fighter. You get a threat. Nobody wanted to sign a contract to fight him. Romero became the boogeyman of his division, a walking glitch in the matrix. But wrestlers aren't only dangerous on the ground, they're terrifying in the stand-up because they only need one weapon: the overhand right thrown. With the same force they use to slam people, one shot can end the fight instantly. Usman, GSP, Romero. A single punch from these guys is like a meteor, and opponents freeze because they're worried about the takedown. That's exactly when the knockout lands. After the wrestlers, we move to the opposite body type, the strikers. These fighters aren't tanks, they're precision instruments. Slim, flexible, built for timing and angles. Their bodies are optimized for the perfect shot that turns the lights off before you even know you were open. Think prime Conor McGregor or John Jones. Long limbs, thin frame, absurd reach. You think you're safe. They hit you anyway. Strikers don't need big muscles. They need speed, rhythm, and timing. They don't overrun you. They delete you. Strikers are the showpieces of MMA. Every jab, every feint, every step looks like part of a bigger artwork painted on their opponent's face. Fans call striking poetry in motion until someone collapses, and that poetry ends on the canvas. Strikers win with timing, distance, and accuracy. But the most unpredictable body type is the hybrid. These fighters combine wrestling power with striking precision. They're the cheat codes of MMA. You never know what's coming. Takedown, punch, scramble, or all three in a row. Robert Whittaker is the perfect example. He doesn't look like a monster, but in the cage, he can do everything. Fast boxing combinations, explosive level changes, and takedown defense that feels like trying to move a fridge hybrid's force opponents to choose between two nightmares: strikes or takedowns. And once you start thinking, you're done. Volkanovski is another hybrid prototype. Compact, powerful, incredibly intelligent. He switches between striking, clinch, scrambling, and footwork without warning. Opponents say, "I had no idea where he was going next." Petr Yan is another example. Efficient, strong, technically sharp, and impossible to slow down hybrids are the multi-tools of MMA, dangerous everywhere. But even these all-rounders face one last body type, the big boys, the fighters who ignore every rule, the guys who look like they take diet tips from truck stops and still fight like natural disasters. Daniel Cormier never looked like a model, but wrestling with him was like trying to stop a rolling tank. His hips, core strength, and timing weren't pretty, but they were brutally effective. And then you have Chris Barnett, who doesn't look like he should be able to do flips, and then does exactly that after a knockout. Big boys prove MMA isn't bodybuilding. It's about explosiveness, heart, and raw natural power. It doesn't matter if you look like a video game boss or like someone who ate 2 cheeseburgers before warm-ups. If you know how to use your mass, you're dangerous. There is no perfect body type in MMA, only fighters who turn their strengths into weapons and their weaknesses into traps. And brother, if you think this was wild, wait until you hear the next MMA story. It's so absurd you won't believe it. If you enjoyed this video, show some love to the channel, like follow, subscribe. Every bit helps us bring you more insane MMA stories. Thanks to every single one of you, you're the best.